Why are pirates called pirates? Because they are. Pow, and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. Today we continue looking at this Marvel Legends Strong Guy Build-A-Figure wave, and in front of me today we have another Deadpool, but it's not no ordinary Deadpool. It's of course the famous Pirate Deadpool, and if you couldn't tell, that was British sarcasm because obviously, why is Deadpool wearing a pirate costume? I will explain as best as I can as we go through the review, but let's just admire it for the wacky action figure that it is. Deadpool is one of the only characters you could probably get away with just throwing them in a random costume. So here he is, and it looks wacky, it looks fun, but it is most clearly Pirate Deadpool. We're getting a nice old school sort of gun, we're getting a pirate sword, and as well as the modern sword, and of course the Build-A-Figure leg to build Strong Guy. So you can't skip this one, unfortunately, if you want to build Strong Guy. But that's not a bad thing. Who doesn't want a Pirate Deadpool? On the side of the package, we're getting this really nice graphic art, which I always appreciate. On the back of the box, we're getting a promo image, a little write-up that reads, "It's a pirate's life for Deadpool with plenty of adventure. Oh, and doubloons. So many doubloons." I suppose that's pirate money, even though I thought it was called booty. But that's a different conversation. As always, you get a list of all the figures in this wave you need to build the Strong Guy Build-A-Figure. Today we're reviewing Pirate Deadpool. So let's see how many pirate puns I can sort of fit into this review, as I'm sure many of you have seen this already. But without further ado, let's get him open. So here we have Pirate Deadpool out of the packaging. Now, did I need a Pirate Deadpool action figure? No. Am I mad I've got a Pirate Deadpool action figure? No, I'm not. It's a crazy, wacky design. That's what toys are for after all. And let's be honest, Deadpool is probably one of the only characters you could get away with doing this. As I will explain why he is dressed as a pirate in 1 second. But I did want to quickly mention he comes with the Build-A-Figure leg for Strong Guy. So you know what to do. Subscribe to the channel, find the playlist, all of that good stuff. As once I've reviewed all the figures in this wave, I will of course build and review Strong Guy. And he's got a bit of a short, stumpy leg there. So I'm interested to build this guy for our X Factor team. But come back for that, because today we're focusing on Pirate Deadpool. Now, why is Deadpool dressed as a pirate, I hear you say? Now, that is because on the cover of Deadpool Volume 2, Issue 14, back in 2008, Deadpool was in this pirate design, exactly like this. This figure is based off that particular comic cover. And in that comic, Deadpool was sort of stranded at sea and he came across some pirates. I think one of the pirates was called Whackbeard, and he basically had a little fight with some pirates and Deadpool pretended to be a pirate. But I don't think he actually wore this outfit in the comic. It was just from that cover. He was a bit delusional at the time, as Deadpool always is, of course. But yeah, this figure is simply designed off one single comic issue, which is crazy that we're getting a figure off one comic issue. But I guess that opens the door for wackier designs down the line, because there has been some crazy comic covers in the past. But yeah, Pirate Deadpool, you can easily sneak this guy into your display. So he comes with a sort of shorn-off shotgun, and then an old-school pirate sword, and then a modern sword as well, if you didn't like the old-school pirate sword. But yeah, let's zoom in, check out this detail, because there is some decent detail on this figure, and have a closer look. Do you know what the pirate's favourite part of a song is? The hook, of course. So as we can see, zoomed in here, I was hoping this hat would actually pop off and we could get sort of Deadpool with a white bandana, and then maybe we could use this hat on some other figures. But no, unfortunately the hat seems to be glued on the head. I can't pop it off. Maybe you could heat and pop it, but God knows what's underneath that now. But still, that would have been a nice touch. But still, the hat is a little bit tatty, it matches the sort of cape. The cape is just one solid plastic piece, and if you pop the head off, you can just remove the cape. So that is that. And then on the back of Deadpool, oh, you can see some harnesses for his knives, well, his sword, shall we say. So I assume any of the swords will go in any of the harness. So there you go, that's a nice touch, there's that there. And then I genuinely didn't even notice that until I took the cape off. So it's a good job I took the cape off. But yeah, he has somewhere to store his sword, so that's a nice touch. But let's put the cape back on. So there's the cape. Let's move his arms down, pop the head back on there. All right, and then the front of the figure has this like bout piece, which is separate. And then it's got DP sort of embroidered in gold there. And then all of this sort of sort of middle piece is all sculpted in gold. That sort of matches down on this skirt piece, and this whole sort of from the yellow from the white and the bow all the way down is one solid piece just sort of attached to the torso. And these guns obviously would have been great if they were legit and you could pull these off, but unfortunately these are sculpted on there. But it still looks decent. I get the gist, because he comes with his own little gun anyway, look, which is the same sort of style. And of course he has his trigger hand and the gun will fit in there, not a problem. So there is that. And the articulation isn't too bad. No butterfly joints on this new sculpted body, of course, but it's decent enough range for what you're going to do with this figure, I assume. But yeah, you could get that bout, sort of put it underneath the gun, as these guns are separate from the torso, of course. Then you can harness both of his knives, or I keep saying knives, but they're obviously swords. But yeah, Deadpool doesn't look too bad at all in his pirate uniform. His sword is decent. It's got like a little gold handle and then that little cover like they do to protect the hand. That fits on this gloved hand, because there's like a gloved hand on this side compared to no glove. Like his sort of cane from wrestling there, about to do a choke slam. But yeah, he holds that decent enough. His other sword, while I'm zoomed in, as I said, is like a modern sword that we've seen before. And I like that we have somewhere to store that, just like we do this one. So if I take that off, I'm assuming we can put that in there. And there you go. Now Deadpool just holding his gun. Both of his swords are sheathed away behind his little ratty cape. So maybe this guy would look good with a sort of soft good cape. But it works for what it is. The sword sort of poke the cape out a little bit, so it sort of sits away from the body, which sort of works for a cape, to be honest. So I don't mind that look. And he's got like this little bit attached to the cape there. I forget what that's called, but that's attached to the actual cape. But yeah, this isn't bad at all. What happens if you take the P out of a pirate? He becomes irate. Do you get it? It's a sort of spelling joke. Anyway, so articulation, his arms go all the way up. It's sort of like Bucky Cap style, but with a molded, a new molded sort of torso piece. So double jointed elbows, not bad at all. This glove sort of hinders it a little bit more on this side. This side you can get it further in. There's no crunch, no ab crunch at all. This new torso piece has no ab crunch, but there is a swivel, waist swivel hidden under there. But no ab crunch is very disappointing. The skirt is a soft enough piece. You can still bend the legs, but you're not going to be able to get on much further because it's soft, but it's not that soft, if you know what I mean, if that makes any sense to anyone. But these are basically just Bucky Cap legs. So you're getting a decent ankle pivot, boot swivel, but there's no design on the legs at all. They're just all red for Deadpool. But this skirt piece, I guess you could heat it up and pop it off if you wanted to, but it wouldn't really make sense for the design. As I said, maybe a cloth cape with a bit of a wire in it. You could get this guy in some really nice poses. But yeah, the lack of ab crunch is going to make this guy difficult to get in some like really fun dynamic poses. This figure for me is more about just getting him standing on the shelf and being more of a conversational piece, as in someone looking at your display saying, why is Deadpool dressed as a pirate? Why does it take a pirate so long to recite the alphabet? Well, it's because they spend years at sea. Get it? Never mind. Here we have Pirate Deadpool compared to two other classic Deadpool looks, with the X-Force Deadpool here and the classic red and black. And here we have Pirate Deadpool compared to smiling Hydra Bob, and then the Hellfire Goon said if I don't tell another pirate joke, he will shoot Deadpool. So why couldn't the pirates play cards? Because the captain was standing on the deck. And then lastly, here we have Pirate Deadpool compared to the only other figure I've reviewed in this Strong Guy Builder-Figure wave so far, with the blue and yellow X-Men Deadpool. So, final thoughts, this is a fun, wacky figure. Again, I agree with you, we probably didn't need a Pirate Deadpool, but I'm not mad about it. It's just a fun toy, and let's be honest, Deadpool is the perfect character where you can try something a little bit different like this. So I'm not mad at Hasbro at all. Just a fun piece for the shelf, and if you're a fan of Deadpool, you're going to be very happy about it as well. At least we just didn't get Deadpool in another colour. At least he's clearly dressed in a different outfit. And here's one more joke for you. Who gets all their movies for free? Pirates, of course. But I promise not to retire and start a career in comedy anytime soon. But you let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, are you a fan of Pirate Deadpool or are you not? I'm always curious to hear your thoughts. Let me know. But most importantly, check out the videos tab. Come back for the Strong Guy Builder-Figure review. So find the playlist. But most importantly, please, hit that subscribe button. If you want a position to help support the channel, you can on Patreon, links in the description below. But until then, people, my name is Dan W, and I will, of course, see you on the next one. Arr!